morning, students. Today we will start the fundamental concepts of geometry. You have already studied certain geometrical objects such as points, line, angles, triangles, etc. in previous classes. So, to understand our first term, let us take a word maths. If we have to recognize the letters in the word maths, for that let us see a question. What is the position of letter T in this word math? So T is at third position. How we have recognized it? Because we can see that the position of T is at first, second and third position. Similarly, if we have to recognize the position of S, so the correct answer must be fifth position because it is lying or situated at fifth position. First, second, third, fourth and fifth. But using the pen, pencil or any sharpened thing, we can also recognize it. For the same question, if we have to recognize letter T, we can use the pen and put a dot over here. In the same manner, for the S also, we can put the dot below S. While locating these letters or any object, we are using dots at their respective positions. This dot is known as point. This dot is known as point. From the above understanding, we can define the point on some basis. That basis are structure, position, dimension and representation. Structure, position, dimension, in which we have length, breadth and thickness, and the last one as representation. So let us see the first basis, that is structure. As you can see the shape and size of a point as dot. Therefore, it is having dot structure. If we talk about the second point, that is position, as we can see the position of point is in a paper, is having existence. So it has some position. So we can tell or we can write that it is having some position. Now considering the third point, that is dimension, in which we will discuss about its length. The length of the point, is it having any length? You can see there is no length, similarly no breadth and even no thickness. So we can say it is having neither length nor breadth. About its function, if I say, what is the function of the point? The function of the point is to locate the position of an object. That object can be a letter, can be an thing, anything, animal, tree, whatever. As we have seen that whenever we have to choose a position, choose a place, the map gives us a proper location through the dot, through that point, and that point gives us, helps us to locate that particular place. Now representation, whenever we have to represent any point, that will be represented with the letter, capital letter, that is letter A, capital letter B or capital letter whatever. It can be Don Bosco Academy, Patna. It can be your place. It can be your relative place. So this way we can define on this basis, and this points, that is structure, position and dimensions in all the three, length, breadth and thickness, and the last one representation, will help you to remember the definitions of the other terms of the geometrical objects even. So in a statement manner, we can write a point as, a point is a geometrical object having dot structure. It has position, neither length nor breadth, and we can denote it or represent it with the capital letters such as A, B, P Now next geometrical term is line. To understand this, let us draw few points and we will fill those gaps with some more points. While adding it, we will get a line which is a collection of points. Now, while this one, we can say that new geometrical object, that is line, it can be extended in either side, any length. So it has no end points which has been shown by arrow. So whenever we have to show line, there should be the two arrowheads on both sides. It is compulsory. If you don't write, then the meaning will change. So now let us understand it with the four bases or the four properties or the properties which we have discussed, that is the structure, position, again dimensions and representation. So how it has been formed? It has been formed with the collection of points. Is it existing? It is occupying some position, it is having some position. Yes. So it has some position. Now the next one is length. This is the length. It has some length, but again length can be of two types. One that is fixed, other is not fixed, that is infinite and finite. As you can see the arrowheads which is showing us, telling us that it is endless in left hand side as well as right hand side. That means the length is infinite. Infinite means no end. It is having endless. Now if we talk about breadth, no breadth. Thickness, no thickness, as you can see. The last is on the basis of representation. How we can represent line? Line will be represented with any letter with the arrowheads on the both side, or we can read it as line AB. It may also be denoted by small letters like small l, small m, small n, etc. The next is ray. For that, let us understand and see this one line. Now, if we have this line and if make one of the end point, one of the arrow as an end point, it will become ray. Now, ray which we have taken from the line, so we can say it as part of line, first thing. Second thing, it is having one end point. This is one end point and other is endless. So this end point is known as initial point. This end point is known as initial point. So on the basis of structure we can say that it is also collection of points but taken from the line, so it is a part of line. Second basis, that is length. As you can see, it is having some length, but again one direction is endless. That means it is infinite in length. It is not fixed, it is not finite. Similarly, if we talk about its breadth, it is having no breadth. Thickness, no thickness. The last bullet is representation. How we can represent it, how we can write it, or how we can express it. AB with one end and one arrow. It shows that AB is a ray, or we can read it as ray AB, where initial point is A and B which is endless. Now the last, that is line segment, I will discuss now. The fourth point, line segment. For that, first of all we will see what is this. Just now we have studied this one, we have studied as line, in which we have two arrows. If we take out one arrow from it, or if we make this arrow as a one fixed point, it becomes ray. Similarly, if we take out both the end points, like this, then it will become line segment. So line segment again is a part of line. It is a part of line only, having two endpoints. How many endpoints? Two endpoints. The second base is length. Is it having length? Yes, it is having length. It is distance between A and B, but the distance is fixed from A to B or B to A. That means it is having finite length. But regarding breadth and thickness, as we can see here, that there is no breadth and no thickness. So it is having no breadth and no thickness. Representation, as we have studied earlier also, whenever we have to represent anything, the sign at the top will tell us that it is line, ray, line segment or whatever. So therefore, whenever we have to show the line segment, it should be having two endpoints at the top and that should be joined with the line. That will tell us that this is line segment, or we can read it as line segment AB. Any doubt till now? If you have no doubt, then we will understand whatever we have studied till now, that is, what is the meaning of this point AB, which we have seen here. Whenever there is arrow sign overhead, then it will be line AB. If one endpoint is fixed and other is arrow, then it will be ray AB. And if both the endpoints are there, two endpoints are there, then it will be read as line segment AB. Clear?